Hey, how's it going guys? Gray here, and today we are back for our week 5 battle of the CGT. We're going up against the unbeaten Vepsis and his Helsinki Hydreigons. He is currently 4-0 going into this game. We are sitting at 1-3 with a desperate need to win to make playoffs. 1-4 doesn't look great for us. 2-3 is actually somewhat recoverable. I mean, even if we were 1-4, we could possibly make playoffs for we win out the rest of the season. I don't think 4-5 would be enough, but maybe it would be. There's a lot of very close teams in that middle pack, so but yeah, we need to pick up a win effectively, and it's not going to be easy because it's Vepsis firstly, and secondly he's got a terrifying team with RHYPERIOR and other massive threats. I know he's got Nidoking, he's got Talonflame, he's always loves his Scrafty, so I know he's got that on his draft. Type Null is actually a big problem if he brings that as well. But because we really do struggle against that offensive RHYPERIOR, and I know there's something else on his team that I'm blanking on at the moment that's really, really threatening to us. We're actually bringing a very offensive team to not be able to check his team. We're just trying to out-offense his team, which is going to be a tall ask, but you never know. It might happen. We're also bringing Belly Drum Greedent, so if that isn't a reason to watch this video, I don't know what is. But yeah, if you do enjoy the content, please do leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of the CGT season, because it should be a lot of fun regardless of whether or not we are out of playoff contention early, or whether we have a close playoff run or play-in run. I'm sure there's some combination of words that actually makes sense. Also, make sure to check out my opponent's channel. Vepsis is just a genuinely really nice guy, fantastic battler as well, and great content creator. So if you want to learn how to be the best Draft League player, make sure to go check out Vepsis. And if you do enjoy battle, people like, I've already said this. I'm just going back in circles. I've recorded this like 3 times because I keep messing up my words. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so here we are for the game that is very evidently not on Wi-Fi. So what has happened here is that we just could not connect on LAN. Things were fine on my side. I connected to Matt, no problem. When I tried to connect to Vepsis, things on his side as well looked absolutely fine. I've never seen LAN connect to the internet without it actually connecting to another person. So whatever is happening between Vepsis and I, LAN just doesn't want to work. We could play on the 20-minute timer, but honestly that just sucks. It's the worst thing, genuinely the worst thing. So we decided instead we'll just play on Showdown. I just didn't want this game to go timer, so yeah. It's going to be on Showdown. It's not exactly what we wanted, but it is what it is. You can see the 6 that I brought and 6 he brought. I'm just going to say I'm good in the chat, so he knows I'm good to go. And I'll drop the old good luck, have fun. Sorry if my keyboard is really loud. I know it's probably in most videos anyway, but yeah, here we are. I'm looking at this monitor as well. Like, I need to sort out my monitor situation, because the camera I like there, but then everything I play is over here, so it's not ideal. What do I want to lead off with? Seeing no Greedent, seeing no Nidoking is nice from a Greedent. It does kind of, like, I could just lead off with it and try and nuke something immediately with a Belly Drum. Its coverage is actually pretty solid for this game. I definitely don't hate it. Aquarius has just joined. I guess I can probably link this elsewhere. Where can I drop it? Yeah, so I guess I won't invite other people just in case it's frowned upon. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure people won't care that much, but yeah, I'm not gonna, especially with Aquarius here, I'm not gonna not gonna annoy her, and yeah, have everyone join that wants to see. They've got to watch the videos. So yeah, right. Looking at the matchup. Okay, what do I want to lead with? Let's get myself focused. Until he says I'm good, we still have a bit of time. So yeah, what do we want to lead off with? This team that I bought is extremely offensive. I'm sure I probably said that in the intro. Weakness policy, RHYPERIOR is a little bit better now that he doesn't bring the Nidoking. Like, his team is extremely weak to it, and if he doesn't keep Seismitoad, then it does just like batter the rest of his team. Even without the weakness policy, it should still be able to put in some work, but I'm hoping to be able to get that off. If he is modest, max special attack Zera Aura, we don't live a grass knot, so I do need to scout the Zera Aura set, which could be a good use of things like my Mew, or potentially even the Urshifu. I kind of want to lead off with Urshifu, but he leads off with Zera Aura. That's like still not a great situation for me. So I might lead off with my... honestly, Greedent is pretty solid as an all-round. Late game Vanillux is actually looking great if we can get rid of Jirachi. So, yeah. I kind of want to lead off with Greedent and just kind of do some damage to something. If he leads off with Seismitoad, that's less than ideal. If he leads off with Talonflame, you know what, I'm going to lead off with Ferrothorn. I'm going to lead off with Ferrothorn. He has put the timer on now. But make sure to go check out my opponent and his side. He leads off with a Togekiss. This is fine. He doesn't necessarily know my set. So I don't know whether or not he's going to have the Flamethrower. I think my best middle ground is probably still going into Greedent. We do have the Gyro Ball for it. If he attacks, then it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I'm just going to make the mid ground into Greedent, just on the off chance that he has Fire Blast or something like that. I don't want to take that hit. He does have the Flamethrower. We take a good amount of damage from that. Perhaps a little more than I would like to have taken. But I'm just going to click Gyro Ball here. Getting damage off on the Togekiss will be really nice. If it's Scarf, then potentially he switches out. If he isn't Scarf, we can take an Air Slash. Get our Citrus back. We are Citrus on this? We are Citrus. I could Belly Drum, but I feel like that's way too aggressive this early on. So yeah, I'm just going to click the Gyro Ball, see what he wants to go for. And he actually just goes into Jirachi, so that still does damage. That's got to be offensive, right? Let me just have a quick look. Jirachi. I'm just going to assume that is offensive. Gyro Ball did, what, 23%? What is his set then? Because that's... Did I crit? I didn't crit. I have no clue, but Earthquake... I mean, is he minus defense? He's got to be like minus defense. So I'm just going to the Earthquake. He's going to go for the Fire Punch, doesn't get the burn. The Earthquake's going to do a lot of damage. And I can actually just Gyro Ball again if I wanted to, or I could Body Slam. Gyro Ball... Body Slam actually might not knock it out, so yeah, I'm just going to Gyro Ball here. He can go out to Talonflame if he wants to. I can just use this as a bit of a nuisance. Actually, really glad I clicked Gyro Ball here. We do a ton of damage. Okay, if this is Specs Curum, it will obviously do a lot of damage. We don't necessarily have a switch into this. If he's not Specs, if he is Boot... If he's Boot... Ice Beam has a roll to knock us out if he's Modest. I do expect him to be Modest, so the Focus Blast is entirely possible. I don't necessarily have a great switch into the Focus Blast. I could go out into my... Like, this has still got use. I don't want to... I might make an aggressive play into my Urshifu. Does Urshi live? I have 15 seconds. This timer is actually brutal. Man. 10 seconds left. I'm going to go middle ground Ferrothorn. Focus Blast possible. He goes for the Draco. Okay, we made the right play there. I'm going to be able to potentially be able to scout whether that's Specs with Draco. Draco would do... That's got to be Specs, right? To do that much damage, got to be Specs. I'm going to go for the sub on Talonflame. And we get to see what kind of set he's got. Stealth Rock is probably going to be quite nice, considering we think that is indeed Specs Curum. Would love to get the rocks up. If he doesn't have a fire type move, if he's just hoping to like prevent me from wanting to stay in, basically having a bait set with U-turn, then he can U-turn here, but that won't break the sub. He doesn't actually have, or he hasn't used the fire move at least on this turn. There's part of me that wants to stay in and just click Explosion. Wouldn't be a terrible play. I could probably also go into my Greedent and get my Citrus back here. I don't hate that play either. How much is my Gradient taking? It shouldn't take too much from Talonflame. Yeah, Brave Bird shouldn't do a lot, and I can immediately put pressure back on, so I quite like that play. He does go for the defog, which is somewhat expected, but it is what it is. Body Slam pretty much hits his entire team for good damage. He really wants to preserve that Toad for Urshifu, which I don't blame him at all. He doesn't actually know if I'm Facade. If I was Facade and he got the burn early on, that could have actually been worse for him, so if he wants to go for a Willow or something here, I'd be surprised. He does just go into Toad. Okay. Bit of damage. No Paralo. That's fine by me. Like, honestly, I don't mind that too much. If it sets up rocks, that means that later I can actually come in and get my Citrus back. I'm just going to click Body Slam again. I should have predicted knockoff. That was a bad play on my part. We do get a crit in return. I do want to keep doing damage to this, but yeah, that was a poor play on my part, so Body Slam again. Like, honestly, he doesn't have great ways of dealing with this. He can just keep Body Slamming. I should have switched. 100% should have switched. I got I got the crit in exchange for making a bad play. We still haven't got a Paralo, so there's that. And as much of a nuisance as this thing is for his team, I actually quite like this trade. Do I want an Earthquake, expecting him to switch out into something else? Potentially. I also think Body Slam is just fine against everything. Does go for the Scald, he gets the crit. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. We got a crit in exchange, so I can't be too mad. Jirachi is extremely low, so actually does... if I quickly check Gradient against Seismitoad, I assume this is fully Fizz Def. Like, Vanillux immediately comes in and puts in pressure, so I'm going to bring in Vanillux whilst I can. And I'm just going to click Blizzard. I think it's going to be strong enough to take this out. I will just quickly check. Why is it? Oh, it's level 100. I was about to say, why is Freeze Dry doing no damage? Blizzard. Unless it's like Spadef, they should always knock it out, so I'm just going to click Blizzard. It hits most things on his team for good damage. We notice Vanillux is outspeeding most things. So yeah, Vanillux should be able to either pick up a kill or put in a lot of pressure. Do expect the Talonflame to probably be Spadef, but Greenland's put in a lot of work in his early game. Really chipped things away. As he's just going to sack Jirachi. Actually lives on one, but it's going to die to the hail. So, okay, if that was Scarfed, we're still in a good spot. Because that could very well have been Scarfed and probably would have lived the Freeze Dry into Blizzard. Okay, so yeah, endgame Vanillux is looking fantastic at this point. We traded Gradient for what honestly was a shitload of work. Way more than it should have done. But yeah. We can still lose this game. By all means, we can still lose this game. I'm not going to stop focusing. We have got a lot of chip on stuff. Zeraora being at full is a problem for me. How much am I doing to a Zeraora just out of interest? Goes into Talonflame, that's fine. I don't necessarily need my Ferrothorn at this point. I could also just go into RHYPERIOR, but I don't like that play particularly. We know his specs. Yeah, I don't like that play in case he U-turns. I'd rather just go Ferrothorn. And if he goes for the fire move, then that's fine. We get a bit of chip on this. And he doesn't necessarily have the greatest way. Like, he would have to go Kyurem. Yeah, Kyurem is his play here. And I think on the off chance that he doesn't click Ice Beam, I'm just going to click Explosion. Yeah. So he's going to knock me out. But that's fine. That was to be expected. I do now get to bring in Urshifu, and I could just click... I could click a move there. Urshifu's not my Wincon this week, so... with that in mind, how much would I be doing with Talonflame? It's like a max HP variant. I mean, it's a bit rough. I could also just bring in, I believe I can just bring in Vanillux on a Curum. Blizzard should do enough, so yeah, I'm just going to bring in Vanillux again. Once again, I don't see any reason not to click Blizzard. He either has to sack this, or he sacks something else on his team. Because, yeah, Scarf Blizzard is going to put in a lot of pressure on his team. He'll know I'm Scarf now, though. He knows I'm Scarf, but I don't think that's necessarily too much of a benefit for him to find out, so I'm okay with revealing that. Our defensive core has gone down, so we do need to start looking at our opportunity to set up. I think maybe getting a Rock Polish off with RHYPERIOR is our Wincon at this point, so I will play towards that. Potentially as a Wincon. It's at very least, okay, he's going to sack the Seismitoad. Talonflame comes in once again. I don't believe it's got a fire move at this point. He could have been bluffing it very well, but I think the last move is going to be Roost. So if that is the case, and its last move is Roost, Blizzard looks like it has a chance to KO if it's not fully defensive. Like, he's definitely on the back foot here, and I think he might just go Zeraora and try and claim one here. I mean, Vanillux in the endgame, it does look like it just kind of wins. But I don't want to give Zeraora the chance to set up. So, yeah, Zeraora. Man, I really don't want to give it a chance to set up, so I am tempted to go into Mew just to prevent the setup. He would have to click Close Combat here to knock me out, I believe. But if I lose Mew, then I do just lose to this. You are the least use to me. Yeah, you are the least useful member of my team. He's going to knock off, that's fine. I'm going to make the assumption that he can knock me out here. But he knows I'm banded. He can knock me out. I go into RHYPERIOR. We see it's physical. Can I get any information from that, actually? Can I just see whether or not 14 to... It did 16.6, so it looks like it's probably Adamant. I would assume Adamant can knock me out on the next turn if it wants to. If he is that nature and not got the Grass Knot, then I can go into RHYPERIOR afterwards and set up the... set up the, what's it called? Rock Polish. I am quite content, I think, with just clicking Surging Strikes over and over. Since he's not Rocky Helmet, it's not too much of a worry for me. That's fine. I don't mind this. I could go into you and click Blizzard once again. Now I know that Zeraora is to say it is, I am a little bit more content with just clicking Blizzard against the Zeraora. I could also go into Mew and just claim one. Mew in the endgame also looks pretty decent. Depends on whether or not I outspeed the Curum, but it looked like it was maybe modest. Modest specs looked likely. So once again I can go into... Do I want to throw that away? I mean, it's literally like my Wincon, so I'm going to click Rock Polish here. If he roosts, he roosts. This has the Grass Knot. Didn't expect Grass Knot on this, I'll be honest. But that does mean that I've got to hit a Stone Edge. Please, RHYPERIOR, hit your Stone Edge. Come on, RHYPERIOR. Man, do I wish I wasn't running Stone Edge right now. Please hit. please hit. I should have run Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam would have been a better play, because it would have meant that I didn't have to worry about hitting a move. Okay, we hit. Okay. So we can Earthquake pretty much everything apart from the Talonflame. The Talonflame is the only thing left. This isn't Choice Scarf. We are quicker. It is Shucker. It doesn't live though. Is Rhyperior going to clean up? I mean, it's got to hit this move. It does hit, so yeah, Rhyperior wins. And we're going to beat Vepsis 3-0. Oh my life, I needed to win this game. I will drop the GG. Rhyperior living on 3 HP. I will say expertly EV'd, but honestly, that was not what I was expecting at all. There was no EVing to live a Grass Knot from Togekiss. I will be completely honest with that one. I think it probably goes without saying. But boy, Rhyperior and Vanillux came in big in this game. I changed that Rhyperior set last second as well. Like, literally, I got it regened because I initially realised that I didn't have enough speed to outspeed Zeraora if it was Adamant. So, good game to Vepsis. We moved to 2 and 3. Honestly, that was a tough game. That was a really tough game, and he played fantastically well. I think Greedent... Sorry, can we take a second to appreciate how good Greedent was? I would just say it was very Spadef. Because it was very Spadef. But it was jolly max speed. So it was always planning to outspeed Zeraora if it was Adamant, which it made all the sense in the world to outspeed. But yeah, good game to Vepsis. Make sure to go check out his side. Make sure to check out his channel. He is, honestly, I would say he's the best, if not top 3 Draft League battlers of this gen at the very least. So yeah, make sure to go check him out. And also, I apologise if through this entire thing I've been shaking and doing this. It is really, really cold in my room. Like, unbelievably cold for some reason. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep myself warm. Should have probably said that earlier. But yeah. If you enjoyed the battle, please leave a like, subscribe. We're going to try our absolute best for the rest of the CGT season. That win does give me a bit of confidence moving forward, but at the same time, the rest of the season is absolutely just stacked. So, yeah. Until the next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.